Hi. What is up? I'm just gonna hang out on my patio because my dog wants to play and talk about my life right now. And I don't really know where to begin. My name is Courtney. I started this channel because I wanted to, because I made a promise to the universe when I was going through my awakening, very early stages, that I would never be silent about it. And honestly, I think I've gotten away from that because I didn't want people to judge me or people to think whatever they were going to think. So I think I actually, to be quite honest, muted some of that. Hi, okay. I think I suppressed that. So yeah. So I'm not going to do that anymore because I don't think living small and living quietly was really meant for me. And I was doing it and I wasn't succeeding. I wasn't thriving. I'm still not thriving. I have money issues. I have debt. I gotta file bankruptcy. I don't have enough income to pay my bills. And I'm gonna talk about it because I'm fucking tired of being judged about it. Like, I'm telling you what I'm going through. People can only meet you where they've met themselves. So it doesn't matter if you say, like, this is all spiritual awakening, this is, if that's not their belief system, if they've not done the research, they're not going to believe you. And I think that that's meant to, I don't know, make you stronger or something. I think that's part of the whole thing. So I used to get really mad about it. And now I still get a little mad about it, to be quite honest. But it's okay because I'll get past it. I need to process it. I think that's part of awakening. Like, you have to go through everything and feel everything and dissect everything and peel the layers back of the onion and be like, why do I feel this way? Because in the end, it's all about love. And you have to go through all of the emotions because it's all about love. You have to get to the love stage. So you have to feel and process the stuff on every emotion. I don't really know how to do that without looking a little bit crazy. So, I had this whole thing, and not making enough money, and I have this whole thing, and I have this whole plan, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do these things, and that's gonna recreate my life, because I can't go back to being an escort. I could go back to maybe some of my clients and do some other things, and that's kind of one of my plans, but I can't really go back to that. And I can't go back to real estate because I don't believe in the American dream anymore. And look up the actual meaning of the word mortgage. That's why I can't believe in that. So I got to recreate my life. And when you have an awakening, you're unbecoming everything that you thought you were. You're losing your ego brain. You're losing the character that you thought that you were. And it feels like death because it is a death. It's a death of the character that you were. And I don't know if I just had to go through the process or if I never read it or what, but at some point I was like, why did nobody ever tell me? Like, it's just, you got to become what you are, because you still have an ego brain that's very bored, that's going to constantly protect you from things. So you're going to constantly be in fight or flight. If you have a overactive ego brain trying to protect you, that's what your ego brain does. So you got to become you gotta become what you're meant to become. And you know, sometimes for some people that's a journey that you have to go down a path, and you have to figure out what resonates with you, and you have to try things, and the universe will tell you, show you if you're not on your path or where you're supposed to be, because things will get hard for you. Everything that doesn't align with who you're becoming falls out, you know, and it sucks, you know, and I don't know if it's like right now I have had this situation happen with my mom, and she's embarrassed of me. I can understand that. I empathize with her for that. Does she empathize with me for where I'm at? No. So there's the lesson, right? Because I can't hold on to that pain, and I can't hold on to that anger, and I just have to let her. I just have to let her be embarrassed of me, you know? She was embarrassed of me because I wasn't able to pay my trailer payment, and just like many people that get into bad situations, they don't address it because it's like your subconscious is like blocking it out. I mean, yes, I've had a spiritual awakening, but I'm also clinically diagnosed with CPTSD and major depressive disorder, and these are the things that I struggle with. I think the solution is that I hire somebody to take care of the shit that I can't take care of myself. The problem is I don't have any money. So the solution is I gotta make some money. And that's all I gotta do, right? Because I'm never gonna be the person that I was after an awakening. You never are. You know, I think a lot of people really struggle and make their awakening harder because they don't want to admit that. And I don't want to admit that either. That's probably the cause of my struggle right now, is that I'm not admitting the fact that I need to let go of some things. You know? And maybe that's why it's all really difficult. You know, because you let go of things and it moves forward. It's like if you're pushing space here, it's like Play-Doh. It's like Play-Doh in a tube. Gotta do that. So that's where I'm at. That is where I'm at today. I'm having to come to grips with the fact that even the people that you think that you love, that will love you all the time, will not, you know. And it's all it is really is that we all have different realities, right? You know, really different realities, and I think expectations make people disappoint people a lot. Oh, there's quail over there, do you hear them? So I think expectations disappoint people a lot, and yeah, got to get rid of those expectations. Makes life a lot fucking easier. Have absolutely no expectations whatsoever. I just met somebody online, and we were exchanging some pleasant words, and he gave me a man, do you hear those quail over there? If my phone wasn't on the charger, I'd be running over there to try to take some video of it for my nature channel. I have a channel called Wild About Nature channel. I think that's the URL. And yeah. Oh, now they're over there. I don't know where I was. I was interrupted by quail, and I think that's okay. So anyway, disappointment, expectations, it's best to not have any. And I'm working on that. But I don't know, after I've had this situation with my mom where she's embarrassed of me, I had to go through this whole thing of like, how do I feel about this? And I mean, obviously I'm sad about it. Obviously I'm hurt about it. Nobody wants to hear that. But it's completely her choice and her free will to be embarrassed of me. I wish she wasn't, because that's a low vibrational thing. And I wish she would just, send me love, but that's not her. That's not her programming. That's not her script. That's not the role she's supposed to take in my life, right? So she told me to remove her from listed as my family on Facebook, because it was a real embarrassment for her. I didn't try to have a spiritual awakening, and I didn't even know what it was when it happened. Did a lot of research into psilocybin and was like, yeah, psilocybin will help you. I broke through that ego. I did it all myself. Did I do things wrong? Probably. I recorded my entire life. I have over 3 years of recordings on here, and I've just been really small about it because I didn't really, I guess, want to embarrass people. So I've shared bits and pieces, and I guess my lesson to that is that it doesn't matter what you do, because you're not going to ever control how people, you're not ever going to control what people think of you. That's all a matter of their perception and their programming and the lessons that they need. And everybody's here for a reason. Everybody has a purpose. We're all going through this journey. It's all spiritual, whether you know it or not. Whether somebody's a different faith than you or not. It's all about love, understanding. If we're God experiencing ourselves, wouldn't it be right to have any experience to be right? Wouldn't that be like, you know what I mean? I'm not in the best place, and that's okay. I'm really working on the gratitude of it. So when somebody who isn't privy to me day to day only sees what I post on Facebook or social media, they're just getting a snippet. So what's the answer to that? Do I not post? Do I not show that I have a wide range of emotions, as we all should if it's not programmed out of us? Or do I double down on it? I really want to put a camera in the corner of my trailer and just run it live 24/7. I'll charge admission. Some days I'll be naked. Some days I won't be. Fuck, everybody already thinks I'm crazy. I don't fit into conventional society. I don't know where people are like, go get a job. Really? When was the last time I had a job? Let me remind you that I've been self-employed since 2002. I am not an employable person. Like, I'm a good worker, but it's all completely on my terms. And it's not even my terms, it's my soul. My soul showed me my purpose. And I know that it sounds fucking batshit crazy. That should give you more reason to even watch me more. I mean, I don't know. I always learn from people who were different than me. I like hearing about people's jobs and like what they do and like what they think and why they fucking love that shit. It's a real smack in the face to know that people don't think that way. It's so funny. Like, really? You don't think that way? Oh my god. I bet you I've been misunderstood my whole fucking life. Now I'm comfortable enough to be like, okay, misunderstand me. I'm just gonna play with it. I want to teach people about love. And I'm told you're crazy and you're an embarrassment. And I don't understand. I don't understand how people are the way that they are anymore. And I think that it's very important now to like rise up. I think it's important to rise up and stop being small and show what you love. And I'm not even meaning like on a spiritual level. Just fucking share things that you love. Something that like touches you. Share that. Instead of sharing political posts, political opinions, hate, death, doom scrolling, don't share that. Share what you love. Always share what you love. If you don't share what you love, how's that love gonna get out there? Why aren't you online? Why are you online consuming everything when you could be creating? Tell me. I mean, when I started my YouTube video and I was depressed and alone and all of this stuff, this is not pre-recorded. Somebody says, no, I'm right here. Tell me how many fingers to hold up. How about 2? Now I lost my train of thought. But share what you love. Doesn't matter. Do you want it to be this way? This way. I can hold up the middle finger. I'm just encouraging people to share what they love. Hi. Shoot slider. That sounds negative. This is live. Are you guys bots? Is that a bot question? How come I'm getting multiple of them? Anyway, I am just encouraging people to share what they love. I'm going to talk about my YouTube journey as an example, but I first started on YouTube because I had a real estate. I don't know who Brian Rizzo is. No, this sounds like a bot. Want to see? Am I talking to bots? Hi, is this live? Hold up a middle finger. I'm a bot. Are you recording me? Oh, Brian Rizzo posted you on Reddit. Why did he post me on Reddit? What were we talking about? My awakening, my mental stability, the fact that I was a former escort, RV life. What? Was it negative or positive? I hope it was positive. Anyway, I started my YouTube journey okay, this is weird. You people are weird. These are not my people, actually. But share what you love. I like rocks, and I share those, and they bring me a lot of joy. And I think when you start putting good energy out into the world instead of negative energy, you're raising the vibration. So I think you should do everything you can to raise the vibration. That's how we change the world. One little bit at a time. That's all. So you guys kind of took out the wind out of my sails because I think they're just being weird in the chat. So apparently I don't have my chat notifications or my chat screening done properly. What do you think, buddy? So anyway, I have 6 YouTube channels right now. I have Psychedelic Zen, which is like vibes and meditation. I have this channel, which is like my personal awakening journey and life. I have my dog's channel, and I have an ants and bugs channel, and a nature channel, because when I started recording my life like 3 years ago, I just started recording everything. My dog, nature, all of the things. So now it's just my goal to chronicle my life online, and I'm really not here for internet points. I'm just here to be real, and like I'm going through shit and I'm talking about it, and it's fucking crazy because I'm like in my head, I'm going through it, but it's like a chapter, and I'm chronicling it because when I don't talk about it and it's over, I'll forget about it. So that's what I'm doing, but basically it just makes everybody think I'm crazy. And now I'm to the point where I'm like, think that I'm crazy if you want to think that I'm crazy. I don't care anymore. I think judging somebody else after not spending like 1 second in anybody else's shoes is the crazy part. So I got to do some things. I have like a whole list of projects I want to do, and I wanted to put them on my website, but that's like killer to ADHD brain Courtney to put it on my website, but I have some things I want to do, and I want to increase the vibration of my life and those around me, and that's raising consciousness and awareness and getting out of fear and going towards love, right? So that's what I want to do. And at the beginning of my journey, I had some virtual assistants in the Philippines, and they were really helpful, and they did so much for me, but I had to fire them because I didn't have the money. So now I want to raise money and hire more virtual assistants, but I want to create like a job bank, and the job bank's going to be for conscious creators and people who share what they love. They want to share what they love, but they don't know how. And I want to encourage people to start YouTube channels, because when I had my first YouTube channel, man, it got me out of the house, and I was super depressed, but it gave me a reason to go out of the house because I was filming a video, right? Were they good videos? No. Who cares? Who cares? Do it for you. So, like, I don't know. I was doing my real estate channel. I sucked, man. I couldn't talk on camera. I was really embarrassed. I was like, oh, now look at me. I barely do anything with myself. Well, that's because I live in a trailer and I'm experiencing lots of poverty and lots of awakening things. And life's kind of a struggle right now. But it's a chapter. When I do these videos and I talk about it, I'm like, man, I'm going to be somewhere else this time next year. And this time next year, I'm going to look back at this video and go, oh my God, you know? But it's about showing up for yourself, and it's about loving the self. My new friend that I was talking to today said, because I said, I want to teach about self-love. And my new friend said, be careful saying self-love. And he said, say love of the self. And he's like, it's the small nuances that leave it wide open for interpretation. And I was like, that is really smart. So, love of the self. So I wrote a book back in February, and it didn't start out as a book. It started out as an exercise of, I was writing letters to myself about love, and my partner and I had a big old fight like every other day, and he said, "You don't know how to love," and I said, "Fuck you, I know how to love. How dare you say that to me?" And so I started writing, kind of like a meditative thing, these 50 letters to myself. And then like halfway through it, I'm like in this very meditative thing, and it comes to me that now I'll make this into a book. So I made it into a book, and I wrote 50 chapters and worked on that for like a month. But it was like, don't finish the first chapter and don't finish the last chapter. And I'm like, okay, well, I won't do that. I'm going to listen to what the voices in my head say. So that's what I did. And I have a friend. Her name is Brenna. Her business name is, I think it's Raven Healing. It's on my Facebook. I'll put a link below after I finish this video. She does beyond quantum healing hypnosis. So it's really cool. If you know who Dolores Cannon is, she's like the mother of quantum hypnosis, at least as far as I know. And I really want to do it, but I haven't had the money to do it. I'm going to put that on my wish list. But I've been under 3 times, twice with my friend Brenna. And we asked the last time she hypnotized me and did a quantum healing session when I would be able to publish my book. And it said, it meaning probably my higher self, could be spirit guides, could be somebody from the other side, could be a group of people from the other side. I can talk more about that another time, but basically they said, when you embody it. So it was 50 letters about love and teaching about love, and I think I've been fucking off on my spiritual journey. I've been glitching. I've been wrapped up with my partner. I've been, not trusting in the universe and not trusting in the process and not trusting in the guidance. And I swear to God, my life has been hell because of it. And Courtney needs to step out of her ego brain and down into her heart and live there for a while. And it's hard because it's really hard to get yourself out of survival mode when you're in survival mode. But it's not impossible, and that's why I'm talking about it, because number one, talking about it makes me accountable. It shows my story, as much of a voice as I have, there's 100 other people or more who are experiencing something very similar to what I'm going through, and they are very alone right now. And I know that because I've been through those stages too. And I'm beyond the point of waiting for somebody. What's the problem? I'm beyond, that's my dog, Chuey. He's got a channel. It's called Chuey Love. I'm just beyond the point of waiting until I'm perfect in my journey and not messy to share it, because I'm using the energy of all of this and changing it into other things and recreating myself and really trying to change this darkness into love. Fuck, is it ever hard? And there's other people out there, and instead of doom scrolling and all of that, like, man, go do something you love, or share something you love, or I just read recently in one of the books that I'm reading to, let me think about this. Well, basically, whatever you're feeling inside, you're projecting into the universe, right? So you don't want to project into the universe bad things, right? You want to project good things. So I'm gonna be, oh shit, those are my glasses. I was on the computer inside and didn't bring my sunglasses because it hasn't been sunny all day. So yeah, that's my story. Share what you love. Start a YouTube channel. Stop sitting on the couch. Get out of the rut that you're in. Just do something different. Just one little thing. You know, everybody's always like, I mean, I've been through like 4 years of therapy about, you know, my major depressive disorder and my CPTSD. And after I got those words, those labels from the Western medical community, then, you know, I had this spiritual awakening, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. So I've done all this research. I'm researching Gopi Krishna a lot, and Gopi is, he wrote like 17 books on Kundalini, and he talks a lot about the same shit that I go through. And you know, I'm gonna talk about that stuff too, because what I don't understand is, so what I really want to do, I have a lot of things. I have like a bucket list, but my bucket list is like things I want to create. It's not places I want to go. I don't want to visit all 50 states. I don't want to, you know, see the Eiffel Tower and all that shit. I don't care about that shit. But I want to create things, because that's a legacy, right? I can leave this earth with something that I created. I don't want to accumulate wealth. I want to make people's lives better. And from having this journey, there's a lot of things I want to do. One, I want to create, encourage people to share what they love, so we get out of the Kardashian era and the reality era and all of the programming that we receive from, you know, Hollywood and all the things. I want to create a forum for spiritual people that can exchange ideas without being censored. I have a website I want to house that on. I don't know how to do all this shit, so I'm gonna just put all of these projects that I want to do out there, and instead of using my energy to talk about where I am, I'll give you guys little updates, but I'm gonna use my energy to talk about what I want to create. And since I was a sex worker, since I used to be an escort, I've done a lot of thinking about that, and I just think that there's not a whole lot of creative outlets for people to do that is like outside of their norm, you know. And I've done a lot of thinking about how, you know, all of these clients I used to see were just like, they just wanted something fucking different, you know. And perhaps if there was something that was more higher vibe to offer them, then they would do that other than sex. But that could just be my fucked up brain. But I'm gonna have some social experiments about it. I'm interested to see how this plays out. You know, like, I'm at a point in my life where I'm at, not really a crossroads. I've known where I've needed to go all of this time. I just haven't gone there, and I'm scared. It's like I'm at the door of the portal and I need to walk through it, and my life is going to change so immensely because I do this, and that's scary, but it's the only way. There's no going back. I can't go back to my old life and sell real estate, live in Las Vegas, and be an escort. Like, that would be ridiculous. I can't do that. And it's become so unpleasant. It's just, I'm not loving the experience that I'm having now. So it's time for me to create a new experience. And, you know, maybe if you feel that way too about something in your life, maybe it's time for you to create a new experience for yourself. Because really, if we're God here experiencing, if we're experiencing ourselves, our God, through, if we're God experiencing life through ourselves, or however the fuck that goes, then wouldn't we want all of the experiences? Why have I been in this? See, and that's the thing too. I'm questioning it and I'm about to beat myself up. Why do I continue on to have this experience? Well, maybe because, Courtney, you needed the experience. You needed the lessons. And that's what it is. And when I learn to have the gratitude for the lessons that I'm getting right now, and learn to have the gratitude that my partner or former partner or friend or whatever the fuck I'm calling him this week has helped me tremendously, and maybe it's me who's so fucked up with their fucking wounded mind and, you know, masculine and feminine energy, maybe once I figure out to have the utmost gratitude, maybe my life will go a lot more smoothly. So instead of spending my energy crying about where I'm at, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit and I'm gonna spend energy changing my life, because I'm fucking tired of being judged. It's like having a threat of somebody who hasn't seen me in over 2 years telling me they're going to call the sheriff because they don't understand where I'm at consciously is fucked up, okay? And ironically, I just wrote a whole how to communicate with people going through a spiritual awakening, crisis, Kundalini, whatever. I never posted it, so maybe that's my call. Maybe when I finish this, I'll go post it to my website. But it's like, if you're in fight or flight, you can't come at me like this, because I'm gonna come back at you like this tenfold. I got spirits behind me, and they're good or bad, depending on you know what level of consciousness I'm in. And Gopi Krishna talks about that in his writings, and other people talk about that. So it's going to be something I study. I need to just start showing up for myself and having more of these lives. I'm always like embarrassed, so that's why I have fucking like 30,000 videos on my computer and not on my on my YouTube. If I would put all of those on my YouTube, I'd probably make pretty good money off of that, wouldn't I? That's so fucking stupid. Why did I do that? Well, I was embarrassed. I was living small. I wasn't ready yet. And actually I question if I am ready, because I have like all of my mushroom trips online or recorded. I have my therapy. I have fucking all of my unraveling. And I think the reason I'm not doing it is because I still am like in an unraveling kind of stage. it's still struggling. Most of it's financial. So if I fix the financial, then I will feel less in survival mode. And it shouldn't be hard, right? I'm my friend Danny told me, you're glitching. You glitch. You're in a circle. Most of the time we're unconscious of it. I'm really conscious of things, and I think that that's like what's so exhausting about the awakening journey, is that it's all like this. You can't just be like, I'll think about that later. Well, you can, because I do stuff like with that. Usually all of my 3D world responsibilities. I had a repo order on my trailer, and just because I fucking couldn't make the phone call, and it would have been okay. It would have not ever escalated to that point if I would have ever changed my fucking phone number with them. I would have just paid it, and I didn't, and it just escalated, and holy shit, I create my own problems. You got to realize most of your problems you're creating, it's not anybody else. That's a hard pill to swallow. It's fucking a hard pill to swallow when you're like, I create my own problems. Yeah. What do you think, Chuey? Did we create our own problems? It's okay though. It's okay to create your own problems. Because if you start looking at life like a video game, you're like, alright, well, I'm in a pickle now. How do I get out of this one? I've done it now. How does this one end? So, you know, I think society wants comfort. Society wants people to live in fear. Society wants people to live in the lower levels of consciousness. The next time I do one of these lives, I'm going to have like the consciousness chart and some prompts and stuff, and actually a direction about what I'm going to talk about. But love is a upper level of consciousness, and most people, it's like, is it level 500? But most people live in fear. Love is actually, fear and love are actually opposites. So one way to continue to help yourself living in love is to say, am I doing this for love or fear? Fear is the opposite. You don't want to live in fear. What do you think, Chuey? What are you looking for? Taco's not here. He drove by. My dog has a friend named Taco. And, oh, I am so sorry. I didn't realize that you guys were talking. I closed it because you guys were asking me about somebody that I didn't know. I'm not too smug for my own chat. This is like, I'm not versed with fucking chat, man. Don't be mean to me. Smug streamer. I'm aware of that. I just opened my chat, by the way, friends. Too smug to read her chat. No, just ADHD. Just really trying to struggle through life. Thoughts on bee wax. I don't know what that is. Is this RV 10? I don't know what that means. Can you flash us already? Why would I do that? See, you guys aren't nice. Why would I have had my chat on for that? It's low vibrational shit, man. Tell us about how you first met your dog. That's from Sean. Sean, I hope you're still here. I didn't know that there was chat going. I turned it off. She's registering a 9.2 on the bipolar depression meter. That's kind. That's kind. Are you a clinical psychologist? Yeah, see, you guys aren't nice, but Sean did ask me how I got my dog. And actually, my dog's name is Chuey, and I used to have a dog named Chili. And Chili looked like a little gray heeler, except she had a Chihuahua face. And she, I lost her. I didn't know it. I did not know I was going to lose her. I wasn't prepared to lose her, and I got him within 24 hours. Stop talking negative about me. Why are you guys doing that? I'm fucking here talking about love. It's not nice. She doesn't appreciate us much. She resents us. Low vibrational shit. You should look at the consciousness scale. Figure out where you are. What's Brenna's favorite weapon in Metroid? I don't even know what that means. But I don't know. I came here to talk about love and my mission, and I'm sorry that I turned the chat off, but you guys aren't cool. In fact, the chat just keeps going off my screen, so whatever. You try to put some good energy into the world and you get shit on, so fuck off, man. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Anyway, I'm just here to teach people about love. You want to see my love rocks? I collect them because there's not a whole lot to do in the RV life. But actually, I'm just gonna go. This is bad energy in this chat. You guys suck. See you later.